All right, guys, welcome back. This is part two of today's trading session. So the 6th of the 6th, 2023. Now, earlier you seen a trade I had done that broke even, and I'm still not giving up on a buy in this one. Unless this low here gets broken, obviously, then I probably won't be looking for a buy after that. But the market does seek liquidity. It might want to take that out before moving up, or it'll just absolutely sink to take out the rest of this. So going straight down to the 5 minute, there is this order block here. Actually, it's more clear in the 2 minute. There is a little order block here and the fair value gap up in here. Like if I stretch that completely out, you're going to see that we actually run down into that now. And for me, again, back to 1 minute, I don't want to feel like I'm fighting the bias. And that's because that 4 hour just makes me believe I'm not fighting the bias. I do believe we're going to see buys. If we broke this now, that would really put an end to it. But this could just be coming down to take out a temporary or an intermediate swing low before pushing on, and that's just what I think is going to happen. Again, I'm not going to risk a ton of money on a hunch. I'm just risking what I want to risk in the knowledge that this is what I believe is going to happen. And when I said about earlier in my previous video about why I like to video my trades as a way of journaling is because I look back and I thought, what did I miss? Maybe that I know the timing was a wee bit off, but I looked back and I looked at the DAX. And earlier, if you remember in the previous video, I wanted to see all this imbalance filled up before, and it's rushed into that. Now, what made me change my mind originally was if we take a look at this area here, you can see that there was a change of character. Here, the market started to break down, but I should have waited till that imbalance was filled because it's kind of in the middle of a range. It's not exactly filled it. And I did use this little order block as my entry before, but we can see now we've started to run up into the imbalance, started to fill it. Would I classify that as a change of character? A lot of people would. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I kind of like to look for a wee bit more, um, something a bit more solid. Like this needs to be broke as well, along with maybe this. That's what I want to see. But there's still a little bit more to go, and we're still only at the market opening here. So maybe this is the push up I want to see. Maybe we are going to get an entry somewhere along here for another buy opportunity. And see, to be honest, like earlier on, we broke even. We haven't lost any money. We've learned something, and we could possibly get a better entry. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So I'll come back to this whenever things start clearing up a little bit more and explain exactly where I'm coming from. All right, few minutes have passed. Well, right, a few minutes have passed, and we've come down. We have taken out this low. We've touched into this order block here in the 15 minute. Going down to the 5. We are sorry, this is all over the place at the minute, but I'll actually take it down to 1 so you'll see why I have this marked out. We have touched in this order block on which is also lined up with this fair value gap. We are starting to break character, change the character. Excuse me while I zoom back and forth here. And I would, as you can see, broke this high. Even on the DAX, I took this low. 5 minute, we have taken out these highs over here, run into fair value gap also. And this is when I'd like to look for another trade setup. So I'm just going to enter here, around here with, let's see, inputs, say 6 pips. I'm going to aim for this buy side liquidity that I originally wanted. And I'm going to see if I can get an entry based on the fact that we have run down, took out sell side liquidity over here. Excuse me that I'm running about doing all this, but this is just to show you. Oh, this is just to show you quickly what I'm looking at and not miss a move on the market. So yes, we're taking out this sell side liquidity. We're starting to break structure on the upside, and I would like to see a run into about here, maybe is my TP1, with a 6 pip stop loss, and take it from there. So I'm going to pause the video again just to understand that change character, fair value gap here, and use that as an entry because 6 pip stop loss. I just feel we've a lot of liquidity built up here and a lot of liquidity taken out over here. So I'll resume whenever if this ever kicks off. Okay, so I've now entered this trade because I used this fib, by the way, from this low to this high. I just wanted to make sure it was over the 50 equilibrium point, and once we're running, filled up this fair value gap. I know there's a little one down here as well, and these two order blocks here. Probably would expect it to come to the mid range of that, but I don't think it was an early entry. I just think it was timed okay, and having stop loss in place, a few pips below, 2 pips below roughly, and yeah. So my first real spot I would like to see taken out, or would like to ultimately aim for, is these highs up here. Shorten this. We'll go to profit level. I like to go just a bit lower for the spread, so say 32 pips. What is that? 0.7. 0.728. Let's make it 2.8 just to go along with my wee chart. So yeah, that's my ultimate take profit. But like looking at this here, what would I ultimately like to see taken out? This seems pretty prominent, and that would lead, seeing as if a 6 pip stop loss, you want to be going for at least 2 to 1, and there's 12.2 pips. So realistically, first take profit, I'd like to see here. And if you look above this, there's also a fair value gap. So I do feel that that is reasonable, a reasonable TP to go for. TP. Excuse me, I'm trying to multitask here, which I am not. Look at that, which I am not good at. So yeah. If this stops here, I kind of like that because it leaves double tops, and double tops for me is retail, retail trading sort of therapy, and I have no interest in retail trading sort of therapy. I want to use it for my advantage, but might make double tops, might push on. I'm going to move my stop loss up further to, what's that? Leave it at 2 pips, 668. because it shouldn't break this low now. It has taken out this high, so I like to lower my risk and leave it at that. It's better just to, well, I find it better to move with the market, move with the market structure. Because if it does come down and take out this low after it's took out this high, then again, that's a possibility of being wrong. But understanding the context would say it should not do that. Looking at the DAX, I use this. As you can see, it's filled up this whole imbalance. It's taken out these equal highs here. You'll see a wee bit better if we go to the 2 minutes. So there's equal highs here that's been taken out, and it's run into this fair value gap up here and started to break down. So going into 1 minute, we've had a change of character from here because this swing low was taken out and we've run up into fair value gap. We have just broke this low a little, so we might find a retracement to here, and then, so for example, we might find the market come up, fill in this imbalance. That's what we would be hoping, and then start to continue to break down. And hopefully, just by looking at the DAX, there's all this liquidity that should be cleaned out, and vice versa, all this liquidity here that should be cleaned out. Or if you want to go into smaller time frame, for example, or a smaller area, you'd be thinking of this liquidity being taken out. I don't want to muck up this, make an absolute mess of this, but the only reason to do this is so people see what's in my head, and I want people to see what they should be seeing. So remember, we've run down in this order block for value gap. We've taken out liquidity. We've filled this imbalance. We've a lot of liquidity now up here. Sorry, that was already taken out. Ignore that. All this liquidity up here and along here. And we just want to see the market push up now. Start taking out a little bit of buy side liquidity, as has been taking out sell side most of the day. Now, would this be a good time to move stop loss to entry? Break this high and close above it, then we could, but there's imbalance here. It's not quite filled, and it may come down to do that. So let's just not panic yet, put it that way. We'll let the market play out and do its thing, but we'll resume this market whenever it moves again. And depending on what way the trade goes, we'll go over the whole thing, so we can slow it way down and go over what I was thinking again. But again, that depends on how. Do you know what? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Bear with me here. I'm going to let it play, and if somebody is good at adding videos, I'll just get them to fast forward this part if it takes a wee while. And I'll just continue to talk. Maybe some people like listening to me talk, and maybe some of you don't, but I just hope you're learning something along the way with it, because it's not what it's all about. Just learning bit by bit and understanding what you should be looking out for and how you should be managing a trade. So this is the second trade of the day and a buy for EU, and that's just based on higher time frame, like the 4 hour breaking that high. Just put a wee alert in this in case I miss it. Like the only main reason why I think is that we're going to start buying again. It's because there's a lot of sell side liquidity's been taken out here, and there's so much is built up here. Like this is just on the 4 hour, by the way. There's so much built up here, and then this is a change of character as such on the higher time frame. It's on the 4 hour. It has been taken out. This is a pullback. Just use the fib. This is a pullback. We've tapped in deep. We're coming up to 0.786, which I wouldn't like to see it go much further past than that. But onto the daily. We've tapped into at least the mid-range point of this daily order block, and we've seen a nice reaction out of it. There's just imbalance sitting up here, and I just feel, and there's a bit of imbalance up here, even though it was tapped into, but that's just what makes sense to me. I just feel we've taken out this high also. We've left a load of liquidity sitting up here, again, double taps as people like to talk about. We haven't broke these lows yet. So stick with a buy unless it says any different. I think maybe now is a good time to move my stop loss to Andrew again, because I'm just doing it from the phone here. Yeah, just move it, Andrew, because it shouldn't now break these lows, really. It should start breaking all the highs. It is that time of the day where the market should start really taking out, or at least going for the London high, which is over here. London high here, sorry. It could turn into a monster trade, like it could go all this way, which would be nice. That would be the ultimate trade, but it doesn't always work out that way. You might get into 2 or 3 trades in a day and get nothing, break even too many times, or worse, lose a wee bit, and that's not a bad thing either. By the way, you just have to rein in your realistic objectives. But this is the possibility of what could happen. Like this is liquidity up here. There's equal highs. I love looking at the equal highs as a place. The market loves to take them out, simply because a lot of retail traders believe in double tops and double bottoms. And guess what? I do not want to knock anyone either, because somewhere out there's somebody making a fortune using double tops. But they have their own wee way of doing it. So I don't like this world in forex where or any trading whatsoever, where traders just seem to have a real shitty attitude to one another, because everybody thinks everybody's a scammer, but there's actually genuinely awesome traders out there who I just love listening to, and who I've learned a lot of, and not everybody's an asshole. Some people genuinely do love to trade and genuinely do make money from trading, and they genuinely do want to help people. And I hope I come across that way someday to people. Like I don't expect anybody to trust me now, because nobody knows me from a bar of soap. But um, yeah, I hope they earn people's respect as time goes on. That's what I mean. And if I'm not for you, then that's okay. Like you can't please everybody, and not everybody trusts everybody. And that's actually a good thing too, because don't trust everybody in this game. There's people today in my group. I let a guy in. He seemed really nice at the start, And this is a total beginners group, for people who actually want to learn, who have no concept of trading, but just want to learn and are interested and want to dip their toes without spending a fortune. But this guy came in, and he was really nice at the start, and then he started talking with brokers and how good his broker was. Now, immediately red flag. Like, this guy's not a trader. He's no interest in trading. All he wants to do is make money from affiliate links. And by that is, if you put money into the broker he's supposedly with, if you put minimum $500 or £500 in, that'll start you off trading, and we'll give you signals. They know that them signals aren't going to work. They know your money's going to dwindle away, and they know that because Joe Blogs or puts the money into this account, guess what? They get an affiliate link. Like, they could get $250 just for you putting money in and giving the broker money. You know what I mean? So don't fall for that shit. It's that's the red flag immediately. If you are a beginner trader, you do not need to be putting money into any broker whatsoever. Zero. None. Nada. You're learning. Why would you put money on the line and risk it? Why would you do that? Like, it's just silly. Why would you risk 500, just even £500 or dollars, wherever, depending where you're from, to go on to gamble on a market that you have no clue about whatsoever? You don't understand trading. You don't need to be putting money in the broker. Why don't you just paper trade or um what always demo trade? You know what I mean? And then when you find consistency in that, then absolutely, like, maybe you wanna put 500 in and trade your own money, or maybe you want to go do a challenge and get funded. And it's a great way to get ahead, is getting funded, but it takes a while to get that consistency. So just bear with it, but don't fall for these absolute morons that want you to sign up to their friggin', what do you call it, broker. I'm just getting ready to close a wee bit. Partial close. Um, should have hit the TP, that is, like. But I like to have things pre-filled in, if that makes sense. I like to have things where I can close it straight away when I need to. You know. So I'll just bear with me in this. Like, I know I might be a wee bit all over the place at the start, but my mind works very quick now that I understand. And I know I'm jumping back and forth, but you'll see that that's the way you're going to be. You're going to be a lot calmer than that, because you're not trying to squeeze it all into a video um, for YouTube, for example. But you do want to explain stuff to yourself in a video for your own benefit, that you can look over and see where you're jumping back and forth. And as I spoke about in the last video, and journaling is really important. But my style of journaling is the video, and videoing holds me accountable. It holds me in the moment. Like, I used to take um, screenshots. Let me see if I can get them up here. Let me see now. Where I'll leave it for now. Video. I'll show you how to do my old way of journaling. It was all screenshots and then writing down my emotions and stuff. But I wasn't in the moment emotions. It was too late. I was writing what I thought I was thinking on it, and then I realized, why don't I just start recording videos and talking my way through it and how I'm feeling and why I done this or why I entered. Like, I know I entered this now because that imbalance is filled, and I know this sell side liquidity is taken out on a legitimate swing point. Just going to the 15 minute, And I know there's a 1 minute order blocking for a value gap in here. Unless it takes out this low, it's taking out this intermediate low. And the buy side liquidity is up here. Last Friday's highs here. If the market is going to start going along for the rest of the week, it usually comes after Tuesday. And that could be where it's aiming for, ultimately up to here, which would be, you're talking over 100 pips. If you're making 100 pips in a week, it's a lot of dough. But ultimately, it's not about the pips, it's about the risk to reward. So, like, you can be risking 1% here with 5 pips stop loss. So, 15 pips later, you're up 3%. And this, I like to just risk 0.33 because it's just it's a psychological thing for me then, because it's, how do I put it? I'm just relaxed at 0.33. Whenever I further on in my trading career, I'll be risking point 0.5 and then 7.5 and then 1. And I'm sure I'm going to go up and up and up. That's the goal, but you have to crawl again before you can walk. So 0.33 to me is fine. I'm happy enough for this trade at the minute. With stop loss, I'll move my stop loss to entry now. Let's see, just maybe 2 pips below. Give a wee bit of spread. And yeah, go from there. Hopefully we get a little push up now. It is coming in close to the 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Usually if it does decide to move this way, so for example in that time period, if it does move this way into that, I do expect it to pull back and fill up this imbalance and then pump again. And go from there. Or I could do that before that time. Ultimately, you gotta just look at liquidity. I'm gonna keep saying liquidity, liquidity, liquidity. Like, liquidity is been ramped out along here. Like, they've been taking it out for weeks and weeks now. But it's starting to look like it's looking to change and looking to take out liquidity on the upward side. So that's why buy. That's my reason for buying liquidity. My reason for chasing this swing point is that's where buy side liquidity lies after the sell side liquidity's been taken out. And guess what? I could be wrong again today and I could come out to take this and this. So what? So be it. I don't care. You shouldn't either. Right now, I have no risk on the line. Like, oh. Right now, there's basically zero risk for me. I like to leave a wee bit of room for spread, you see, but it's relaxing. Like, it's not. That's the way trading should be, and you shouldn't be pushing for things. You shouldn't be stressing over your trade. Like, if you are, you're risking too much. It's as simple as that. Or you just haven't a clue how to trade yet. And that's okay. Relax, don't worry about it. You'll learn it. But you don't need to be stressing on, say you're on a demo or you're paper trading. You don't need to be stressing about that. And do it over again over a series of trades. Spread this out a little. Do it over a series of trades. Now, don't just take one trade and if it fails, give up. That's not. It doesn't mean your strategy doesn't work. Your technique doesn't work. It just means it didn't work this time round. Do you understand? Just means all right. Yeah, okay. I got the entry right. I went to my strategy. I done my ticked off everything on my board and my piece of paper, and it either worked out or it did. Next trade, simple. And you can do this just on by simply having two pairs. Like many pairs do I trade. I've been EU lately a lot, but I'm not afraid to trade GU and USD CAD. Gold, I like gold as well, but it's not something I major trade. I just want to master these three mostly. And gold's going to be what I'm going to master after. Do you know what I mean? I like to set wee targets. Like, I'm not going to say I'm going to master all these all at once. That's my, no. Master EU, master GU, master this. And then next thing I know, there will be a trade set up in each one of these one day. Like, could be a trade set up for USD CAD, there could be a trade set up for GU or EU. Or whenever I get that far, I'll be mastering gold. You watch this space, I promise you I will. But bit by bit, chip away. This isn't. This is not a university degree. You're not gonna, come out with a piece of paper after 2 3 years and think, oh my god, I'm now I've now a doctor in trading. It doesn't work like that. A mastery in trading. That's not how it works. You just keep you'll hit a target, and then you'll want to hit another target. You know what I mean? There's a level to every, and there's a new challenge to every level. Because when I first got funded, I thought that was me. I've made it now. My first account was like, I think it was 35 grand. I remember it, and I was like, that's it. My life's about to change here. I've passed the challenge, and this is it from here on in. I blew that account in like 2 weeks, like literally like that. I don't know what happened, but I knew it was to do with psychology. And then I found out that only 30% of traders actually make their first withdrawal from their first funded account because they just think that's it. They've now made it. They've topped out. They're just going to make the money now. It's easy from here on in. It's not. This is when you get a live account. Is when you have to put the work in. It actually gets a little bit harder until you're financially free and money isn't. You don't need the money. Then it's just relax. It's just something you really enjoy in a game. These are all stuff you're going. This is stuff you're going to come up against. This is things you're going to face, and you won't know it till you're there. And the only thing I can do is make you aware of it. The only thing I can say to you is what happened to me, and any other honest trader will tell you the same. Each level is a different challenge, and then you overcome it. But just promise never ever to quit ever. Just keep going. Keep getting knocked back a couple of steps. Lay down, mope about it for a wee bit, then just get back up and go again. Figure out what you done wrong. Work it out. Video it like this. Talk to yourself through it. People think you're nuts. There's a lunatic sitting in an office on he or she's own talking to herself. Who gives a shit? Do it. If it helps you, do it. I don't care. I'm on here talking away absolute probably gibberish to some people, and some people's maybe listening in going, yeah, I can relate to that. And see why it's starting to build a wee double top here again. Could we see a little push down into this little fair value gap here? And then just come up to take that out. That's what I'd like to see now. Like, breaks this low. Don't like that. Don't mind if it runs into this order block. or series of order blocks. But if it comes up now to take out this high, then I would really like it to just to start pushing beyond this little fair value gap. Your eyes always get drawn to these areas of imbalance. And that has tapped into it. So maybe I should take a partial now. That's what I'm going to do. Take a wee partial now. And let the rest of the trade ride. Move the stop loss into absolutely zero. Draw back now. And who knows, we could see a humongous trade for the rest of the week. I'm going to move that up because I've already paid myself now today. Move that up a little. Just I've paid myself a fortune, but it's alright for me. I'm happy enough. You know, I've done a bit of work today. I've made a video. I've maybe hopefully helped somebody. And we've paid ourselves. And we still have a bit of money running here. We could close it, but what's the point? The ultimate goal would be, again, last week's high. How have we taken out, actually? Bear with me here. I'm going to take these executions off. Sorry, just to clean up the chart a little. I'll take that alert off. Ugh, don't worry about it. Right, we haven't taken out the low or the high of last week, but that's what I'd be aiming for. Remember, weekly, taking out this high. We've come into a pullback from this swing to this swing. This is the order block, the weekly order block. You know, we have tapped into it from this weekly candle, and we should or could see a push, like a humongous trade up to that. But that's realistically, like, let's, again, you know, sometimes I have to remind myself, like, just don't get carried away, just concentrate on the moment and see where you go. You know, if we're going to come out and take out these highs, that would be a great trade. I'd be happy enough for that. That would be 60. Well, I definitely expect it to take out them highs if it pushes. So 62 pips. Could we take a bit partials off there and let it ride to last week's high? Absolutely. Looks like we're going on our way now to hit TP1, but I took a little bit earlier profits, and that's fine. Sometimes you got to go with your gut. See, it did run in that fair value gap. It's just this here that had me a little bit, I won't say concerned because I know what I'm looking at, but that's that little fair value gap there. It's just what made me think, you know, why not just take partials here and let it run even further, you know, let it run to at least this. So I'll pause this. I'll get back on whenever we've made another move. Just to recap, we've took, you know, at least half off the table. We've stop loss entry. We got our entry based here on the change of character, and let's not forget we used the DAXA as a confirmation of entry because it did run up. It took out these equal highs. It's run into or tapped at least the bottom end of fair value gap. Change the character here, started to break down, run into fair value gap, and it's continued to break down. And remember, all this liquidity here. Just go to the 15 minute. We'll take a look at the sell side liquidity here and also here. And we could see the market run down now for maybe Wednesday, Thursday as well. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. I'll pause it and we'll get back to it later on. Cheers. All right, guys, this is the last part of this video of part two. I'm just going to break down the trade and show you that unfortunately we did get tapped out of break even here, but as you can see, this is where we took the partials off. And my hunch was right. It did run into this and come down, but what did I learn from it personally? Maybe should expected this intermediate low to get taken out first, and then expected my TP to be hit TP1. But at the end of the day, look, we took partials, we made money, we broke even, made what I don't know what it was. I must check actually my phone here. Bear with me. It's not much, £292, and it is what it is. I paid myself for the day. But if the trade was still to go, this is what I would expect. So if you're live now and you get the catch this video, if you go back to the 6th, 2023, New York time, the entry of the trade was 9 o'clock, 8:59. Go back and look at this moment here. Put it on the 15 minute. You can see we're taking out sell side liquidity. We're running the order block. Where liquidity lies up here and on the higher time frame, let's just go to 4 hour. There was that change of character in the higher time frame. So to me that's just a pullback on it. Again, I predict and then I react. And people say no, you're not there to react, but that's my way of reacting. That's how I predict things. That's the way I like to look at it. That's what makes me money. And that's how I like to read things. So I'm sticking with it. But yeah, folks, so I hope that gives you a little bit of insight that not all trades you see on YouTube are wonderful and they go to plan. Like there's two trades in a row. First broke even. This one, I made some money, and I do believe it's going to come up and take out the rest of these TPs. And if I was going into the market, I actually would have bought right here. Like it's broke that high. We've had to pull back into this fair value gap, and that would have been a really nice entry, especially between these time zones. Massive. But I'll leave it at that, folks. If you want, take a wee screenshot. I'll take off these executions. Get a little bit clearer. I've put the key here because that is the change of character. And as you can see, we've run into this for a value gap, and we've had a reaction of it, and I'd expect it to head on. My trading's done for the day. My money is made. I am happy. I've made this video. I've done everything I wanted to do, and I'm going to go get a nice coffee now. So enjoy your day. Happy trading. Take care. Don't overreach. Trade within your limits. Don't risk any money until you're consistent, and then you'll really, really enjoy the whole process. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time.